Right, hello everyone, and thank you for joining me once again, where today I would like to continue our discussion about the frankly quite miraculous properties of CD34 plus adult stem cells. To bring you up to speed, I have posted a number of videos on my fine channel here over the last few weeks on this topic, so if you are behind the eight ball and have not been keeping up, please do make sure that you go back to the beginning and look up those videos to bring you up to speed. But for the too long didn't watch version, basically, CD34 adult stem cells are a population of adult stem cells that live normally in your bone marrow and are released into your blood as and when, and they will circulate around in your blood, do all sorts of fantastic things like send messages to other cells and other tissues, calm inflammation, anti-cancer, proliferation, encouraging cancer cells to die rather than to proliferate, all sorts of things. And they do that by sending exosomes, little packets of microRNA, RNA fragments, DNA fragments even, and indeed sometimes entirely formed proteins as well. So truly, truly amazing that they can do that. The other thing that adult stem cells can do is they can differentiate into a brand new cell of pretty much any type in your body except for sperm and eggs. So if you have tissues in your body where there are cells that are so badly damaged that your body just goes, these are pretty badly damaged, let's just scrub these cells and let's replace them with brand new ones, then these CD34 plus adult stem cells can and do just that. So what I'm going to do today is run through a fairly seminal piece of research that was published in the Journal of Cell Science, and I believe it was 2002. So this is not new information, but it will be new information for some of you who have not been fully up on this area and who have not really focused on this in their studies so far. This is a study which uses a murine model, in other words, a mouse model. This is not a study on humans. However, we know that the system of CD34 plus stem cell release, proliferation, and differentiation is the same in human beings. There is now data available on humans. I chose to use this particular example because it was one of the earlier ones that really made the point. And I think the graphics, the pictures that we'll see in this video are actually the best I've seen, even from anything that's been produced since. So I still like to use this one as a clear example. So with that being said, what did these researchers do? Okay, they took some mice of a certain kind that you can get for research purposes, and what they've done to these animals is they have injected various muscles. In this case, this study's on muscles, but adult stem cells can, as I say, differentiate into brand new cells of any kind except sperm and eggs. So this study focuses on muscles, sure. So these are skeletal muscle studies on a mouse model. Absolutely, that's what they are. So they have injected the transverse abdominis muscle of the mice. They have also injected vastus lateralis muscles and also the diaphragm itself. And they've injected those muscles with a myotoxin, which has induced a percentage of the muscle cells or muscle fibers making up any one given muscle. It induces a number of those fibers to suffer necrosis, to die, and thus this is a significant injury that's being imposed in an artificial way, sure, using a drug, but it's a significant injury to the muscle tissue. And prior to the injecting of these mice with this drug, what they have done is they have taken a sample of the bone marrow where the CD34 stem cells are kept, and they have spliced in a gene from a jellyfish, and it's a fluorescent green protein that jellyfish express, and that's been spliced into the mouse model, into the mouse CD34 plus adult stem cell. Then obviously they've irradiated the mice to such a degree that all their existing bone marrow has been killed off. It has died because of the radiation. And then they have replaced the bone marrow sample that they took and spliced the green protein into, and then those stem cells proliferate throughout the bone marrow and repopulate the bone marrow with purely stem cells that have this green fluorescent protein in them. Okay, then they've allowed the mouse to heal, obviously, from the stress of all of that, and then they've taken the next step, which is to inject the skeletal muscles with this poison to kill off some of the muscle fibers. So let's go and have a look at the most interesting findings. This was the study where they said, yep, adult stem cells can become new cells. Here's an example in skeletal muscles. We now know that they can become heart cells, toenail cells, hair follicle cells. Still not working for me. Maybe in future when that's a priority for my body. Liver cells, you name it, these CD34 stem cells can become a new cell of that kind. So here was the first evidence of it. Let's have a look at it, and I think you'll find this quite interesting. So here we are. We are looking at the slides here from panel A is the transverse abdominis. Panel C is the vastus lateralis. Panel E is the diaphragm muscle, and basically they are the normal H&E staining histological slides that you'll see of muscle tissues. Nothing special about that, except that when these slides are then subjected to fluorescent light, what we're seeing here at B is 1, 2, 3 examples of muscle fibers there that have clearly expressing the green fluorescent protein in them. So these are brand new muscle fibers differentiated from CD34 adult stem cells which have had the green protein spliced in. That's the only possible source of the green jellyfish protein in these muscle fibers. They had to have differentiated from the CD34 plus stem cell. So, slam dunk. CD34 plus stem cells definitely, at that time, this was the first look at this, and they said, yes, they definitely can become muscle cells. Obviously, since then, we've shown that they can become heart cells, toenail cells, hair follicle cells. Still not working for me in that respect. It's not a priority for my body. Perhaps in future, when everything else is healed, maybe I'll grow a full head of hair back. Whatever it is, basically a CD34 plus stem cell can differentiate and become a new cell of that kind. So here at D, we've got 2 examples from the vastus lateralis there that have clearly expressed that. F, from the diaphragm, we can actually see quite a lot of fluorescence there in the diaphragm. So a lot of the cells there in the diaphragm have been replaced with new ones. Here's a close-up here at G of the vastus lateralis. There's a couple of fibers close together that have both been obviously replaced with brand new ones. There's the green fluorescent protein there. H is another staining method to look at the same slide, and then I is the combination of G and H so that you can see what's going on with that. And then J, K, and L are mice who have had the exact same treatment as all the other mice, except they didn't have the green fluorescent protein spliced in, and so obviously they're not expressing any of it. Well, no surprises there. So there you go. This was the first look at CD34 plus stem cells differentiating into brand new cells, brand new adult cells, in this case, skeletal muscle cells. So there we go. That was the first look at it. I hope you found that as interesting and as exciting as I did the first time I saw it, as a, wow, these stem cells really can do this. They really do this. Sure, this is a mouse model. but this has also been seen in human beings as well since that time. And our system of renewal and repair of our tissues in that respect is the same as the mouse. So it is a valid model. Okay, so there you go. I hope that you got something from this very short video, something to show you that there is real value in increasing the amount of circulating adult stem cells that you have. I am involved in marketing a product which has been shown in peer-reviewed literature to be associated with increases in your circulating adult stem cells. It's not that you can ever run out of these cells as you age, it's just that your ability to release them from the bone marrow to the blood goes down as we age. That's kind of programmed into your genes a bit. It's one of the reasons that we age. It's one of the reasons why our tissues become senile. It's one of the issues why we eventually do end up dying at the end of our lives. And this is just one means by which to push back, I guess, against the clock, and to increase our ability to release our own adult stem cells. As I say, you can never run out of them. What you do is you become less able to release them. The product I am actively marketing pushes back against that tendency as you age. It does increase your ability to have a good supply of circulating adult stem cells. And as you can see from this study, they really do differentiate into brand new cells when that is required. Of course, if all your cells are fine and they don't need to be replaced, then the adult stem cells do that other role of sending out little messages to calm down inflammation and push back against the activity of cancerous cells and all those kind of things that are very, very useful on a day-by-day basis. So what I would suggest, if you're at all interested in checking that out any further, and you are interested in finding out more information, or you want to get hold of this fantastic product, frankly, my email address is there. That's where you can email me, and I'll be happy to share with you the information as to what it is, where you can get it, how much it costs, does it really work, or any of those other questions as well. So I'll look forward to your email there in due course. And in the meantime, enjoy doing whatever it is that you're doing. Don't forget, you do have some choices out there in terms of, do you really have to age and become senile and fall to bits at a given rate, or are there things you can do to push back against it? There certainly are, I believe, and definitely this product is one of them. Great skincare range as well. I don't know if you'll believe it or not, but I'm nearly 49 years of age. Yeah, so there you go. I'm not putting that down to skincare solely, of course. Good genetics helps. Also, a decent carnivorous diet that doesn't involve too much carbohydrate or plant-based material definitely helps. But for that last little bit of assistance, just to keep things on the up and up, I would definitely recommend that you drop me that email and I'll send you the information and we'll get you rolling. There are business opportunities as well for those who want to also be an active PR person for this particular fantastic product. All right, see you around the traps. Enjoy.